Welcome to part two of the YouScience Career and Aptitude Assessment. Now that you've taken the test, I want to show you how to read and interpret your results. So you can see here, I'm logged into my personal YouScience account. And because I'm an admin, it's going to look a little bit different than it will for you. But these four tiles right here are going to be exactly the same. Discover your aptitudes, find best fit careers, explore colleges, and discuss together. So if we go to Discover Aptitudes, this is where you did your assessments. And you can see here, I have a generalist personal approach. I am a blended energizer generalist. It shows the types of work that I'm interested in. And then down here, it gives me a number of other brain games that I can take to amplify my talents, which just means it'll give me some more results that I can look through when I'm reviewing the career results. If we go back to this page, I first want to turn your attention to the Discuss Together panel. I feel this is a really underutilized tool by students and something that is really good for resumes, cover letters, updating your summary on LinkedIn, or just preparing for the "so, tell me about yourself" interview question. These are some terms that describe you. So for me, team-oriented, collaborative, socially flexible, task-oriented, and adaptable. And then below, there are some powerful statements that I can use to sprinkle throughout my resume, cover letters, and again, that dreaded interview question. Or for you all, you can use it if ever you need to do a personal essay, say if you're trying to transfer to a four-year institution. So for example, I have empathy for others and how my work impacts them. I can openly talk about a wide range of topics. I'm effective and productive at meeting deadlines. Sounds pretty impressive, right? These are sentences that you can add into your resume, cover letter, what have you, and really boost your application. But if we go back, we're going to look at find best fit careers. And when you're looking at your results, I want you to take a second, look at your results, and really think about your initial reaction. So when I talk to students, I get one of two things. Either they say, "Yep, this fits me pretty well," or "So how did they get these results? Because they don't fit me at all." And that's totally okay. I understand that very well. When I first looked at my results and saw architecture professor, I said, "You're joking, right?" But what I think is really great is looking at your specific career profile that you're potentially wanting to go into and studying the results that way. I would recommend searching by career cluster, especially for my business students who aren't necessarily certain which area of business they want to go into. They can filter by finance, management, marketing, supply chain, and get a bunch of results that way. For myself, what I'm going to be looking at is education, and I'm going to be looking at college and university administrator. When you pull up the career profile that you're interested in, the first thing I want you all to look at is this day in the life and core tasks section. Now, I changed my major in college about 3 times. So don't be like me. Read the day in the life, read the core task. It'll take you about 5 minutes and it'll be a good little indicator of, okay, yeah, I could see myself doing this for 40 hours a week, or, oh, no, absolutely not. This is not what I want to do. And then after you look at that, I want you to go back up here. So it'll say other titles this career is known by. This is good for 2 things. Number one, it's good for when you're looking for jobs on LinkedIn, Handshake, Indeed, wherever. And you're like, okay, I'm not seeing the name of this job anywhere. Is nobody hiring for this? So this is good at showing you different keywords that you can try plugging in: enrollment services vice president, admissions, college administrator, college admissions counselor, recruiter. This is good for, like I said, alternating those keywords to hopefully finding a better result. But also, it gives you an idea of the scope of the field that you're going into. So you can see that under college or university administrator, there are a lot of different options to choose from. Next, you're going to go to how this career fits you. And this is where those brain games come into play. Now, I'm going to be honest here for a second. I'm not a huge fan of how they graph this out because when I first looked at it, I thought, okay, so the lower you are, the weaker the skill. And then the higher you go, the stronger the skill. When really that's not the correct way to look at it at all. It's more of an orientation. So if I were to go and look at time frame orientation here, the lower you are, the more present focused you are. And then the higher you are, the more future focused you are. Now, one's not necessarily good or bad. It just really depends on how that fits with the career you're looking to go into. So you can see for me, I'm a little bit more present focused. And if I hover over the time frame orientation, it says you'll want to focus on the longer time horizon thinking needed in this career. And when I talk to students about these gaps, I say that they can think of it in one of three ways. They can look at it and say, well, I feel like I am pretty future focused. And that could easily be the case. Keep in mind, this is taking a look at a snapshot of how you did in a certain brain game. So if you weren't bringing your best self when you were doing that activity, that could be an indicator of why the results are the way that they are. Another way you can think about this is looking at it and saying, okay, I may be more present focused currently, but I can work on building myself out and having a more future focused mindset, which is great. Everybody is able to grow over time. Or you can look at it and say, okay, yeah, that's a big gap. And that sounds like something that I don't know that I'll be able to overcome. So maybe I should look at different career options. Going down, we can see how your interests match your career. You can see there are more gaps, but a couple of them are a little close. Conventional is spot on for me. And again, similar to the aptitudes, there are different frames and mindsets to think about. So, for example, for me, it says that I'm very interested in the arts, but that in a college administrator setting, there's not many opportunities to do that. That doesn't necessarily mean this is a bad fit for me. Now, I might decide that it is, or I could see this as, okay, well, there won't be many opportunities for me to be artistic in my career. So, what I should do is get a hobby or a side gig that allows me to express that artistic strength and preference. So, again, just different ways to think about this. Next, I like to point out the related careers you might be interested in. So, say I were to look at the college or university administrator and say, okay, I kind of like where this is, but it's just not hitting it. It's almost there, but not exactly. I can look at instructional coordinator, elementary and secondary education administrator, educational guidance, school or vocational counselor, or it looks like there's 7 pages. So there's different things that I can click to be taking to careers that are related to this, but a little bit different. Next is the educational investment. So I say this is a good section for you to really learn what it takes to be in this field. In this one, it just shows the educational summary right here. But on some career pages, you'll also see on the job training, licensure, certification. Make sure you check out those tabs for useful information. Depending on what career you're looking at, the major may be obvious to you. In other cases, it may not be so obvious. So you may be asking yourself, okay, this sounds like a really cool career, but what major do I need to go into? And this is giving you an idea of the different majors that you can do to jump into your degree. Expected job openings and salaries. This is a really cool graph, but one that's a little deceiving at first glance. As you can see here, a light pink is indicating low number of job openings, where a dark purple is indicating high number of job openings. And most career profiles that I see this graph on, Tennessee is usually a light pink, and California, Texas, Florida, sometimes New York are always more of a dark color. And I tell students, you have to think in those states, there's a higher population count than there is in Tennessee. And also, there are more job openings. But what you should really do is click on the state so you can see the average growth rate expected for all careers is 2.8%. But in Tennessee, the growth rate for a college or university administrator is 19.3%. This is just a projection, but what's useful about this information and this data is it's showing you what is to be expected and how professionals expect this field to grow. Another thing that I like to point out is the salary guide. So you can see starting salary, average salary, top salary. Next is looking at jobs in this career by industry. So whenever you are thinking about a certain career you're looking to go into, you probably have a specific work environment in mind. And I think this is a really invaluable thing to have when you're looking for a job, just in case the dream company, they're not hiring at the time. You can have this information in mind to expand your area of search, to look at companies or industries that you wouldn't normally think would be hiring people like you. And you can keep that in mind so that way you can try and find more results. I highly encourage all of you to really take a look at how your results compare to the career that you're wanting to go into. Please feel free to schedule a meeting with us to meet with one of us to discuss your results in Navigate 360. Thank you for joining me for part 2 of the YouScience video, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.